Today I'm going to show you how to create a CoDyt project with Wordbee. CoDyt stands for Continuous Dynamic Translation, and it's a new type of translation management unique in the world. It provides easy-to-use techniques for your translations and was specifically designed to handle localizations and translations of CMS contents or websites. You are now in your Wordbee interface. To create a CoDyt project, point to Projects in the menu bar and click on New CoDyt Project. You reach the New CoDyt Project page. Note that you cannot continue if you have not completed this first step. Give a name to your project in the reference field. That way you can easily find it back afterwards. If you don't give a name to your project, Wordbee automatically gives it a reference number. Let's call it Example. Select the client, the project manager, the deadline, the price list, and the word count profile. Also, in a CoDyt project, you don't select a source and a target language. You just choose all the languages that will be used in the project, because the target language can become the source language if needed. To add a new language in the left box, select it in the list or write it down and click on Add. To remove one, select it in the left box and click on Remove Languages selected on the left. You can also choose the domain, give some instructions, or leave internal comments if you want to. When you have finished, click on Save and Continue. You reach the Workflow page. This page can be used to follow the progress of the project. Translation and revision tasks are unassigned until you first define a job, but we will see that a bit later. If you need a linguistic resource such as a translation memory for your project, click on Resources. Now, just click on Add and find the linguistic resource you need among a list of already imported ones. Tick the corresponding checkbox and click on Add, Add and Close, or Close. You can choose as many linguistic resources as you need. You now need to upload the documents that you will need for your project. Click on the Documents tab. On the left, you can see that some folders have been created according to the languages you selected during the first step of the creation of the project. We are going to upload a document in English. Click on Upload Documents. Then, in the new window, click on Add and find the document in your computer database. When it is done, click on Upload. Close the window. The document is now in the English folder. You can upload as many documents as you need. This operation can also be done automatically via an API call to the CMS. Now you need to indicate that the document can be translated online in order for your suppliers to be able to work. To do so, click on the document and click on Mark for Translation. In the open window, you can see the name of the document and the Translate checkbox ticked. Click on Confirm. In this second window, you can see default settings that you rarely need to change, so click on Confirm. You can see by the green mark and the star that your document can now be translated online. The document is ready and you now need to define the works that will be done within the project, so click on Jobs. The translation tasks and the revision tasks are automatically created, but you need to define who does what. For example, let's choose a supplier for the translation from English to French. So, click on Manage. In the Jobs and Workflow tab, you can see the list of the different tasks. For each of them, there are two fields that enable you to choose if you want one or several workers to work on the project, and to choose among a list of persons able to do this task. For the translation task, let's select Crowd One Worker, and I can either select someone in particular from the list, or send the task to all the translators able to do the work. If I do so, the first one who picks up the job wins it. For the revision task, let's select someone in particular. You can see that Wordbee has automatically calculated the reviser's cost. Click on Save Changes and close the window. Use the Status tab to see what is going on with the project and control all the stages of the working process. On the page, you will see the work status of the different jobs that are part of the project. Note that when one task depends on a previous one, such as revision, the second task cannot be started until the previous one is completed. So here we are, a few days later. The translation and the revision task of the document from English to French are now completed. You have to deliver the work to your client. To do so, in the Finalize Translations subsection, click on Finalize Now. The translated document is now stored in the French folder. Now, the following step consists in sending an invoice to your client. To do so, click on the Counts and Costs tab. Go to Client Counts and Costs and select the document for which you want to create an invoice by ticking the corresponding checkbox. The green flag means that the work is finished. Click on Set Cost. In this second window, you can change the price list if you need to. Then click on OK. You can see that the client cost has been automatically calculated. Then, click on Create Quote Invoice. In the open window, you can select between a quote and an invoice. You can make the form accessible to clients and change the format. When you're satisfied, click on OK. You are redirected to the subsection Quotes and Invoices, where you can see the recent quote created, the name of the client, the VAT, the total, and the status. On this page, you can also change the client's accessibility. If you want to change the status of the invoice in order to send it to your client, click on Select and choose Invoice Sent. Now close the window. The client is going to receive the invoice and will be able to see the translation of the original document from English to French on Wordbee. This translation can be found in its original format, here a Word document, in the French folder of Documents. From there, you can download it to your computer if needed. And remember, manage, translate and save with Wordbee.